Good evening, Matt Wordsworth with ABC News. His bid to become Prime Minister failed. He's been leaked against. He's under scrutiny by the Senate. And now Peter Dutton's fighting back with fury. The Home Affairs Minister has named the man he picked to be Australia's first Border Force Commissioner as the source behind unrelenting attacks against him. Using the protection of parliamentary privilege, Mr Dutton's unleashed on Roman Quaedvlieg's morals and his integrity. Political editor Andrew Probyn.
Colleagues, we have a big mountain to climb. We all know that.
Addressing those who anointed him 18 days ago.
The events of the past few weeks have been very difficult for us all.
An understatement that sought to draw a line under the cannibalism, disunity and dysfunction. An atmospheric that's had its major contributors and its near beneficiary.
They've made up their mind about this fella, Mr Speaker. They're ashamed. Show me your hand.
Members on both sides.
Show me.
Scott Morrison playing almost a supporting role to Peter Dutton, the man he beat to get his job.
It has everything to do with the Labor Party trying to conjure up these dirty personal attacks.
Labor continuing its probe of the Home Affairs Minister's use of his discretionary powers. The former Border Force Chief Roman Quaedvlieg asserting last week that Peter Dutton had intervened on behalf of an old police colleague to free an Italian nanny detained at Brisbane Airport. His claim had a big hole. The man Mr Quaedvlieg said had called him on behalf of the minister wasn't even in the job at the time.
This smear is coming from the former Australian Border Force Commissioner, a man who was, as Commissioner, sacked from his position. He was a man who had groomed a girl 30 years younger than himself. He is discredited and disgraced.
Then Peter Dutton dredged from the Liberals' inglorious past to slur the opposition.
He is somebody that the Labor Party shouldn't rely on. And Mr Speaker, I think what's happened here is that a lot has been promised to the Labor Party, but it's clear to me that Roman Quaedvlieg is your Godwin Gresh.
Referring to the curious ex-Treasury official who fabricated evidence against Labor a decade ago, only to damage the then Liberal leader, Malcolm Turnbull. Roman Quaedvlieg shot back with his own insults. Curious, stuttering, rambling comments he said on Twitter. Grooming? Are you serious? That has a legislative meaning. Is that what he meant? Before suggesting Peter Dutton had abused parliamentary privilege. This stoush has gone beyond questions of fact or fiction. Few political stories pierce the national conversation. Bronwyn Bishop's use of a helicopter was one. The au pair affair is now another. Peter Dutton knows damage has been done and has decided his only option is to tear down his accuser. Risky? You bet. For both of them. Andrew Probyn, ABC News, Canberra.